Let's start with recitation of lotus. Lotus ujjolare dhammatirthayare jine arinante vitrayisam chovisam kevali sabhamajiyam cha vande sambhavam abhinandanam cha sumayam cha Paumakaham supasam Chinam cha chandapamam vande Suvihim cha purvadantam Siyalasijam savasupujam cha Vimalamanantam cha jinam Dhammam santim cha vandami Tuntum haram cha mallim Vande munisukvayam namijinam cha Vandami Vichanemim Pasam Tavavartamanam Cha Evam Maye Abhitva Viguyaraya Malapanina Jaramarana Chovi Sampi Chinavara Tirthayarame Prasiyantu Kittiya Vandiya Mahiya Je Lokassa Uttrama Siddha Arugrabohilabam Samahivaramuttamam Bindu Jande Sunimmalayara Aichesu Ayampaya Sayara Sagaravaragambira Siddha Siddhim Mahadisantu Sagaravaragambira Siddha Siddhim Mahadisantu. Today I'm taking the Tattvartha class, and we are going to go through the first 7 verses of the second chapter, and so I'll do a few verses today, and then the rest of the verses next week. So what I want to do is, what I want to say is, the second chapter of the Tattvartha Sutra is about the nature of the soul. Okay? And before we go through what is in the Tattvartha, what is in the chapter 2 for the first 7 verses, what I want to do is, has everyone got this handout? Who hasn't got this handout? Can you come in the front, please? What has got your handout? Okay. So what I want to do is, firstly go through the 4 Ghati Karmas. And I want to make sure that you all know what these 4 Ghati Karmas are. Okay? So the 4 Ghati Karmas are the destructive karmas. So they destroy, or they don't destroy it, but they really obstruct the nature of the soul. Okay? And there are 4 of these. Yeah. So one of them is darshan, varniya, karma. What do you understand by darshan, varniya, karma? What is darshan, varniya, karma?
Opposite of
Faith obstructing? No, it's not faith obstructing.
opposite of Mithyatva, I suppose.
No, it isn't. Knowledge? No. Darshan is not knowledge. Jnana is knowledge.
Perception.
Perception. Okay? So it's perception deluding. Okay? So you perceive things in a wrong way. And you can perceive things in a wrong way through vision. That is chakshu darshan varniya karma. Okay? You perceive things in a wrong way through other senses plus mind, which is achakshu darshan varniya karma. Darshan varniya karma. Do you understand that? Yeah. So it's perception. It sort of covers your perception, and there is through eyes, through senses, other senses, and mind. Then there is audi darshan varniya karma, where the perception of audi gnan or audi darshan is covered up. And then finally keval darshan varniya karma. So it covers keval darshan. So do you understand that? Do you all understand what it means? Sure? If there's any questions, it's important to ask that now. absolutely clear for you to understand the first seven verses of chapter 2. Can you repeat again? So what do you understand by darshan vanya karma? You tell me. What is darshan vanya karma? It's perception. So it's where your perception is hindered or obstructed. Yeah? So perception is this general, generally kind of like, oh yeah, this is how it is. Generally speaking. I think knowledge now, when we can perceive something, this looks like this. And then if you go near it, then you know, oh yes, that's a book. So that becomes knowledge. But that general feeling you get is perception. You get that?
So the whole darshan is perception.
Perception. Okay? So this is nothing to do with faith. This is darshan vanya karma is to do with perception.
Does that mean, if any sort of disability we have, like sight, vision is not there, or you have a problem with the taste or smell, does it come because of this karma?
So probably that karma is hindering your sight. Yeah, probably it is. And then of course it's linked to nam and gotras. Yeah, it will be linked to nam karma as well. Okay, and yes, it will be hindering. Or even apprehending. It's not just disabilities. Even we can't always perceive everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even us, we will not be able to perceive everything there is. We may perceive it maybe in a general sense, but not a deeper perception. Even that can form part of it. Yeah? So that's darshan vanya karma. To do with your eyes, that's chakshu darshan vanya karma. Yeah? Achakshu is to do with your other senses plus mind. Avdi darshan vanya karma is avdi gnan, where avdi darshan, where that general perception of you know what avdi gnan is? What is avdi gnan? Sorry?
Sixth sense.
Yeah, clairvoyance, yeah? But before you have gnan, there's always darshan. So darshan comes first, then it turns into gnan. So you have this general sort of perception, and then from that general perception, it switches to knowledge. When you know what that is, when you understand, when you know, it changes to darshan. So even with avdi gnan, there is avdi darshan, yeah, which then changes to avdi gnan. Yeah, and I say with keval gnan, there is keval darshan. So there is a general, something general which becomes specific. It becomes a knowledge. From darshan, it becomes a knowledge. Do you understand that? Everyone? Okay. So that is darshan vanya karma. So what is gnana vanya karma? It is knowledge obstructing karma. So knowledge obstructing karma. Tell me, what are the 5 different types of knowledge? Mati gnan, shruta gnan, avdi gnan, mana paryaya gnan, keval gnan. So tell me, what is mati gnan? What is mati gnan?
Through the senses?
Mati gnan is only mati gnan through the senses? What other gnan is through the senses and the mind? Both shruta gnan and mati gnan are both through the senses and the mind. Okay, so what is the difference between mati gnan and shruta gnan? If they are both from the senses and your mind, what is the difference between the two? It could be that you can't hear something properly and you're missing, or your ability to understand things is limited. No, that's not the difference between mati gnan and shruta gnan. What is that? What is the difference between these two types of knowledge?
Smriti Gnan, innate knowledge, Shruti Gnan, experiential knowledge.
Innate knowledge. This is the knowledge of the senses and the mind. Okay, so it's what you see externally through your senses, what you feel, what you taste, what you smell, what you hear. Okay, but the difference is that Shuddha Gnan is accompanied with words. So anything which is accompanied with words becomes Shuddha Gnan. So Mati Gnan is probably is what you see, just what you see. But if it's accompanied with words, then it changes to Shuddha Gnan. So with Shuddha Gnan, you having reflections will be a Shuddha Gnan. So it is much more sort of, one can call it a mature knowledge compared to Mati Gnan. You can reflect, you can understand what is right or wrong, or you can have that sort of thinking happening with words. So that becomes Shuddha Gnan. You get that? So Avdignan, clairvoyance. So what does that mean? We talk about clairvoyance. What do you understand by it? What do you mean understand by this?
Like in future what's going to happen.
So it can be in the future,
Or in
it
the
can be in the present, or can be in the past, of someone else. It's not of yourself. Yeah, it's about Avdignan is knowledge where I know okay, in this part of the world aje આ થાય છે. Or it happened in the past, or it will happen in the future. So it's where you know that something is going to happen, or you can see someone somewhere at this time. You know what they are wearing, you know what they are doing. That is Avdignan. So Mahavir Bhagavan knew of what had happened to Chandra. But by that time, because Keval Gnan થઈ જાય તો પછી Avdignan ના રહે. Then that's Keval Gnan. Yeah. So until he had Mahavir Bhagavan had Avdignan from when he was born. But of course, when you get Keval Gnan, there is no other knowledge left in you, just Keval Gnan. Yeah. So that's what it was. Keval Gnan.
So when Mahavir Bhagavan was born in Indra Maharaj, did the number term that's Avdignan? Because there's not.
Mahavir Bhagavan knew what his mother's was feeling. Yes, he was in her womb, and ખબર પડી ગઈ કે આટલું દુઃખ થાય છે. That is Avdignan. Yeah, that is Avdignan.
But Indra Bhagavan has got Avdignan, so when he knows Mahavir Bhagavan was
So Indra Bhagwan knew, ખબર છે ને ભગવાનને કીધું કે you are going to have so many atrocities against you. Yeah, in one story Indra Bhagwan comes and he says, I want to protect you because you will have so many atrocities against you. That is Avdignan. So he knew this was going to happen. So that is Avdignan. Yeah? And then there is Manaparyaya Gnan. So what is Manaparyaya Gnan?
Thoughts.
What
Reads mind.
Yeah, so when you can really, when you know what people are thinking. Okay, it doesn't have to be face to face. It can be even somewhere else. Again, it can be past, present, and future. Yeah? And then there is cable, which is all knowing. Okay, of past, present, and future. So those are the 5 types of Gnan. And when you have karma, so you have Mati Gnanavanya karma, Shruta Gnanavanya karma, Avdi Gnanavanya karma, Manaparyaya Gnanavanya karma, and Keval Gnanavanya karma. When you have these karmas, then you can't, this knowledge is not to be seen. You will not have this knowledge. It's when you start removing all your karmas, will this knowledge come, you will know this knowledge. Yeah? Okay. So after Gnanavanya karma is Antaraya karma. So tell me, what do you understand by Antaraya karma? What do you understand by Antaraya karma? Hindering, yeah. So when it's like obstructing karma, hindrance, yeah, when something just hinders what you want to do. Okay? So there are 5 types of Antaraya karma. There is Virya Antaraya, where your energy is obstructed, and I think Rajiv last week talked about virya and what it means. It's not about strength, it's not about muscle strength, there's energy within you. And I think I sort of feel that that's true, especially when people have fasted even for 8 days. Okay, where do they get this energy from? Yeah, if I don't eat at lunchtime, I feel I haven't got any energy left in me. Yeah, whereas these people are shining, like Shailenbai, he does so many every year he does attai. And when I see him, it's like he's glowing. Where does that energy come from? And that must be from within. Yeah? So that's Virya Antaraya. In Virya, when it's been blocked, it's Virya Antaraya. Then there's Dan Antaraya. What is Dan? Give. When you give, Dan karye.
Donation.
Yeah? So there is hindrance. You really want to give, but for some reason it just doesn't happen. So that's Dan Antaraya. Labh Antaraya. What's Labh?
Gaining, so you can't get the benefits.
Gaining it. So you can't gain it. Yeah? So I may want something, but I just, I'll put my 100% into it and still I can't get it. It's because of Labh Antaraya. What is Bhog Antaraya? So that's sort of, yeah, so it's like hindrance to enjoyment of something once. And Upbhog is where it's continuous. Like we always enjoy being in our house. Yeah, it's something which is continuous. So it's where there's obstruction of enjoyment of Upbhog. So that's when you have Upbhog Antaraya. Do you understand that? And then the last karma is Mohaniya karma. So tell me, what are the 2 types of Mohaniya karma? Darshan Mohaniya karma and Charitra Mohaniya karma. Now, faith comes here. So darshan means different depending on what it is. Because darshan after there are say darshan karva. So that's different. So the meaning of darshan is different. So darshan Mohaniya karma, apane hoy, to what will we have? What's the result of that? When we have darshan Mohaniya karma clouding us. Mithyatva. What is mithyatva? Wrong belief. Yeah, wrong belief. You don't discriminate between right and wrong. And Shubhamji Maharaj always gives me this example of someone who's drunkard and he thinks that this is his house. and he insists that this is his home. Whereas if he was in the right senses, he will know this is not his home. See, it's whatever is wrong, he thinks it is right. And whatever is right, he thinks it's wrong. That is mithya. So that's darshan mohaniya karma. What is charitra mohaniya karma? What conduct? What exactly in conduct? What is it? What are the passions which come here? Kashayas. Rag and dvesh. Rag and dvesh. Do you understand what rag and dvesh means? What is rag and what is dvesh?
Like and dislike.
Attachments and hatred. Okay. And linked with that rag and dvesh is what kashaya? What are the kashayas? Come on, no, someone else on this side. What are the kashayas? What are the kashayas?
Greed, ego.
So anger, greed, ego, and deceit. So they are the char kashaya. And they arise because of this hate, attachment and hatred which we have. It arises because of that. Yeah? And when you have, when we are covered by this deluding karma, charitra mohaniya karma, then we can have, our life will be dominated by rag and dvesh, anger, greed, ego, deceit. And then there are these subtle kashayas, like jealousy comes into it, fear comes into it. Yeah. And there are 9 of them, they all come into that. But they're all linked to this anger, greed, ego, deceit. Yeah. Any questions on this? So, are you all clear about this 4 Gati karmas? Okay. So now, what we will do is, so the first verse of the 2nd chapter says that there are 5 bhavs. Okay. And there is Upashamik, Shaik, Shayopshamik, Odvaita, and then 5th one is Parinami. So there are 5 bhavs. What this means is that these are the different ways by which you can experience the nature of the soul. So these are the 5 different ways in which you experience the nature of the soul. Okay? So in that, the first 4, they are related to karma. Okay. So when I say that they are related to karma, we've just talked about these 4 Ghati karmas. Okay. So to know the nature of the soul, what should happen to these karmas? To get it eliminated, or what else? Yeah, to eliminate, so will only reduce if you get them eliminated.
Suppress.
What else?
Suppress.
Suppress. So there are 2 ways by which you can experience the nature of the soul. If you suppress this karma, if you suppress it, it means they haven't risen. It's not dominating your life. Do you get that? And if you have got rid of it, then that's another way to know the nature of the soul. Yeah? Get that? So these four are related to your karma, to the karma. And this one is the true nature of the soul. Okay? Nothing to do with karma. It is your true nature of the soul. And we will do this. What does this mean? So today I would like to go through Upshamika and Shaika. Okay, so these are the two I want to go through. So I have a question for you. Okay? The question is, and I want you to listen to this carefully. Okay? So you are a calm person and you feel that you have conquered the anger which is within you. Okay? But a situation arises when you suddenly get angry. Why is it? Now I'm giving you 4 answers and you tell me what you think is the right answer. Someone or something causes this anger. It is the fault of the karma. It is our reaction to the fruition of the karma. It is just a way of life. Should I say it again?
Yeah.
Someone or something causes this karma, causes this anger. Okay? It is the fault of the karma. It is our reaction to the fruition of the karma. And it is just a way of life. What is it? Who thinks it's number 1? Anyone? No? So not someone or something doesn't cause anger. Yeah. But how many times do we say, we say that all the time. So from today onwards, we should not say that. Okay? The second thing is, it is a fault of the karma. How many of you think it's true? How many times do we say, karma ni lidhe thai chi? Yeah, and you don't believe in it, but you say this all the time. So again, we have to stop saying it. The third is, it is our reaction to the fruition of the karma.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely. It is our reaction to the fruition of that karma. Okay, the karma comes and we react to it. Okay, and it is just a way of life. Anyone who thinks that? It is just a way of life. Okay. So, if you think about it, it is our reaction to the fruition of the karma. So if you suppress that karma, what is that? It is upsham. Yeah? If you suppress that karma, you can feel that you are almost about to get angry. You suppress it, that is upsham. So what does upshamik bhav mean? Upshamik bhav means when there is upsham of mohaniya karma. Only mohaniya karma. You cannot have upsham of any other karma. Only mohaniya karma. So you have suppression of your mohaniya karma. So tell me, now you know what mohaniya karma is. You have got the chart there. So if you have suppression of mohaniya karma, what is the result? Anyone? What is the result? Jain. So it's upshamik samyakva. And then what's the other thing? It's not just samyak darshan. What's the other one? Charitra. Upshamik charitra. Do you get that? So because you've suppressed both the karmas, yeah, you've suppressed both the karmas, so what will come out? When it's suppressed, what comes out? Upshamik samyakva and upshamik charitra. So, Bhagwan Mahavir in the Naisa Bhav, he must have had upsham of his Mohaniya Karma, because that was the first seed of Samyak Darshan which he had. Yeah? So he must have had upsham of Mohaniya Karma. And then maybe changed it later, and we'll talk about that. Okay? But maybe that first was upsham. And so when you get upsham of upshamik samyatva, upshamik charitra, okay? So I just wanted to say a short story about this, and you might have heard this already. So there's a number of fish in the pond, and it's covered by algae. The pond is covered by algae. So they only know darkness. The fish only knows darkness. They think that is their life. They think this world is dark. Okay, because it's covered by algae. One day, it was one fine morning, and there was a slight wind, and the algae came apart. Okay, and one fish, saw this amazing light come through. And he was amazed, this fish was amazed that, oh wow, this is something I did not know existed. Okay, and he quickly goes and calls the friends over to say, look what there is, something which we don't know exists. But by that time, the algae had come back together. Okay? So in the same way, when you get upshamik samyatva and upshamik charitra, it just lasts a short time. And then, so for that short time, you have gone to Gunashtam, fourth Gunashtam. But then the karma quickly starts, they just start covering the soul again. So that suppression goes back to how it was. And then the soul gets dominated by these deluding karmas. Do you get that? But what is important to remember is that seed of samyaktva remains. And because of that seed of samyaktva, which is there, the deluding karmas can easily get broken up. Okay? And you can have more and more insights of samyaktva. Not just more, but of a longer duration. So that seed is so important. That is the start of sadhana. So upshamik bhavthai, that is the start of sadhana. Yeah? Any questions on this? So when I say to you that after you get the first seed of upshamik samyak darshan, then you can get more of these insights, and for a longer duration, then it will not just be upsham, there will also be shay of those karmas. So there is shayopshamik, which is what this is, where it's a mixture of suppression and elimination. That's why it then changes to longer duration. Yeah? Is everyone clear on this? Okay. So, the next thing is Shahi. So, on the one hand is suppression, on the other hand is Shai, that is elimination. Okay. So, if you have elimination of of darshan, varniya karma, what will be left? If you have elimination shay of darshan, varniya karma, what will be left? No, darshan, varniya karma. I'm not talking about samyak darshan. Okay, then let's talk about Mohaniya Karma first. So if you have Shai of Mohaniya Karma, Shai can be of any karma. So Upsham is only for Mohaniya Karma. Shai is for all the 4 karmas. So if you have Shai of Mohaniya Karma, what will be left? What will be left? So if you have Shai of Mohaniya Karma, what will be left? Samyak darshan and samyak. So it's Shaik samyaktva and Shaik charitra. The difference between upshamik samyaktva and upshamik and Shaik samyaktva is Shaik samyaktva is permanent. Yeah, you cannot change it back. And the reason for this is that when you have Shaik samyaktva and when you have Shaik charitra, you completely get rid of rag and dvesh. You completely get rid of all the kashais. Shaik samyaktva means you have got rid of your mithyatva. And it is not going to come back. You have got rid of it. There isn't even a little bit of rag and dvesh left, a little bit of mithyatva left when you have Shai of your Mohaniya Karma. Do you get that? Yeah? So that is when you have Shai of Mohaniya Karma. So once you have had Shai of Mohaniya Karma, if you have Shai of Darshan Varniya Karma, what will be left? What will be the result of it? So the result of getting rid of Mohaniya Karma was Shaik Samyaktva, Shaik Charitra.
So you have the right perception.
Ito right perception theory, that's Shaik Samyaktva. Yeah? Oh, sorry, right. So right perception. Okay, with darshan Varniya Karma. So what will be left? So it is right perception, but if we are talking about the 4 types, what will be left?
We still have to do it.
Now, so we are just carrying on. So Samyaktva, Shaik, Mohaniya થઈ ગયો, Mohaniya કર્મનું ક્ષય થઈ ગયો. હવે at the same time, if darshan Varniya કર્મનું ક્ષય થઈ જાય, what is left? Keval darshan. Keval darshan is left because everything else is got rid of. So what is left? Keval darshan. Yeah, even Keval darshan Varniya karma has gone because in culture it's kshay થઈ ગયો. So Keval darshan is left. What about Gnana Varniya karma? Again, if you have Shai of Gnana Varniya karma, what will be left? Keval Gnan. All the knowledge is gone. Only one knowledge is left, which is Keval Gnan. Antray. When Shai thai jai Antray, what is left? Keval, huh? Yeah, so there is Anant Virya, Anant Dan, Anant Labh, Anant Bhog ne Uppog. That is left. So what does that mean? What does Anant Virya mean? Infinite energy. Yeah? Infinite energy. What does Anant Dan mean? So Bhagwan, because by that time it's Bhagwan has reached Keval Gnan. So this is in the 13th Gunashtan, 12th, 13th Gunashtan. So Bhagwan Keval Gnan too. What does Anant Dan mean in that case? Yeah, it can be compassion. Yeah, giving. Bhagwan just gave, didn't he? He gave us so much knowledge. Yeah, he gave love to everyone. That is done. What is Anant Labh mean? In this case, where Bhagwan has Keval Gnan, So what does Anant Labh mean? What does it mean for him?
He has the knowledge of past, present, and future. He's gaining that.
And he doesn't need it. He doesn't need that knowledge. It is that bliss he had. Okay? Then a love mailo of that bliss. Yeah, which is one of the qualities of the soul. Charitra Mohaniya Vajachai. Then you get this immense bliss. So in the same way, Bhog Upbhog, Anant Bhog Upbhog, doesn't mean he had all the riches of the world. Yeah? But he had all the riches of the world, but in the sense of knowledge. Yeah? In the same of darshan. So that's what it meant in his case. Aprama, we think of it in material terms, Bhog Upbhog. But this is what it meant for him. So how many so when you have Shai Bhav, okay, so what are the, how many different types of Shai Bhav are there as a result? So we've just gone through it, so which ones are there?
The Mohan.
So Mohaniya na Sudhai. Na, so Keval Darshan, Keval Gnan,
Charitra.
so Shaik, Charitra. So let's do it in an order. So tell me one. So what's the first one? Shaik Darshan, Shaik Charitra. No, so Keval Darshan. Keval Darshan. Okay, pachi? Keval Gnan, ne pachi? Anant, Virya, pachi? Dan, Anant, Labh, Lobh nahi, Labh, pachi? Anant Bhog, Anant Upbhog. So કેટલા? What are the different types? How many? 9 different types. Okay. So I think Rajabhai talked about this last week. Okay. So આના કેટલા types છે? 2 types છે. Yeah. ને ક્ષય થાય ત્યારે કેટલા છે? 9 types.
Can it be possible? Okay, Nana Varnya Karma Shah, we have 5 types of. Would it be possible just to eliminate one type of karma? So not the Nana or which other karma holding?
Like say for example, if someone was if Bhagwan got to give a Guna, so over time, now I'm not sure how many Gunas done, even not cover, but over time he has refined it by so much that he has pure Mati Gnan, pure Shuddha Gnan.
Yeah.
He already had a Dignan, which we know. Okay? He got Manaparyaya Gnan when he got Diksha. દીક્ષા છે ત્યારે એને મન પર્યાય જ્ઞાન આવી ગયું અને કેવળ જ્ઞાન તો એક જ છે. આ બધા 4 there are 4 types of knowledge, but કેવળ જ્ઞાન is always just one. Does this make sense? Do you understand it? Any questions you have? How many of you are finding this confusing, difficult to understand? Okay. So tell me, what is it? Tell me exactly what it is.
You can give an example of the real life, basically, come down back to earth and
So real life, for example, we get angry so much, okay? But suddenly we find suddenly આપણને એક દિવસ આમ આવેલું થોડું કંઈ different, we think of something in a really different way. So for example, when we went to India, this was years ago, okay, we went there for 3 months. And we went there and we said that આપણે અહીંયાથી જાય એટલે we can say, gosh, this is really dirty. છોકરાઓને આ નથી મળતું, છોકરાઓને ઓલું નથી મળતું, આ સરખું નથી. You know, it's that sort of mentality. And then suddenly something clicks. And you say, hang on a second, but look how much more there is here. Look how beautiful things are. So that is a change in the way you perceive things. So when that happens, olu badu that negativity you had has gone away. So in the same way, what it is saying is that the knowledge is within you. It is entirely of you just have to, something needs to happen in you to say, this is not the right way forward. Let's take another path. And this is where upsham happens. Okay, something, ekdam bhav sara aiva, and you caught on to that, and that is when upsham thai. It's like lightning, when suddenly lightning happens. In the same way, you get upsham, and as a result of upsham, whatever negativity there was has changed into positivity. And you suddenly understand, oh, there's something within you. There is that immense contentment within you. And when that happens, that is the experience of the soul. And that's what you see. So a lot of people give an example of a cylinder which is full of water, but there is mud. Okay, so mud, jare niche hoy, everything looks clear. Exactly what is happening in upsham. Okay, everything, all your deluding karmas have been settled. So all you can see now is the clear water, but only for a short period, because the minute your cylinder, you shake it, what happens? Everything is muddy again. You can't see clearly. That's exactly what happens. Get that? Rajuba, you want to add anything to this?
I think so. In a day-to-day life, it essentially means that, like for example, from one aspect is like anger, you're not in a constant state of anger. So there is that outburst of anger, but in other periods you are in a calm situation. So as you can see, so this is becoming like a very interactive process. It's almost like you're driving a car, and you're not always in the first gear. It's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then again. So the interplay of karmas, it's not seen to us, but sometimes something's at the forefront, at the other time something is at the forefront. But so the karma process is always occurring to us, but which one is coming into the forefront and which one is being subsided, it's like understanding that process. It's kind of understanding how this happens.
And not creating karma, it's just understanding.
Well, once when you understand this better, then at least then you've got the situations કે ઉપશમ થયો છે તો how can I make it longer? So Ritaben કીધું પહેલા short period થાય, but then once when understanding becomes better, saying I don't want, let me have a longer period of not getting angry. So then it means you're extending that period until you eventually get to the stage of shaik.
And the karmas are already within you, so you're not creating. The creation of karma happens when you react to things. Yeah? So the karmas are already within you. But jare anger aave, when you start showing that emotion of anger and doing all sorts of things, then more karma is coming in. Yeah?
Does that mean you shouldn't actually react at all?
The idea is to get to that state of not reaction. It's very difficult. The idea is so when you don't react, so karma no kshay thaya. Yeah, it gets eliminated. And vadare na આવે. Otherwise, when you react, more karmas come in. That's why I said upshamik bhav is the start of sadhana, because because that's when you really realize, okay, you start becoming more conscious, start becoming more aware of what you do, you know, what is within you and what you want to get out. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah? Who else? Who else is finding it difficult? I had to do this a number of times for me to really understand. Anyone else?
I am finding it difficult one more thing.
No, no,
The
because
whole thing is confusing.
yeah, tell me what is confusing.
It's the first bit, the darshan.
One karma. So tell me what is confusing.
I don't know. I'm the answer what the
You don't understand what darshan is? Anyone else? Who understands darshan? Yeah, Sharon, you want to say?
Yeah, I think the way I've kind of looked at this is actually have four political karmas. So darshan, nan, in the mind. When we look at the soul, there's four qualities of the soul that define it to be a soul. So one of them is perception, the other is knowledge. So perception and knowledge together is what we call consciousness. So that's one of the things that, you know, determines something to be a soul or a jiv. Then the next one that not antarai per se, but energy is the other defining quality. And the final one is bliss. So those are the four innate qualities that define the soul. And what we're saying here is there are these karmas which obstruct those qualities from shining through. So they're obscuring those qualities of the soul. So that ability to have that infinite perception, that infinite knowledge, that infinite bliss, and that infinite energy, the core qualities of the soul, they're obscured by these karmas. And as we go further, those four are kind of the grouping high-level karmas, and then they're broken down into these individual ones that we see in the boxes. Does that make sense, Nishma?
So Nishma, then you don't understand what darshan what darshan means.
So this
Chakshu?
yeah, chakshu, or chakshu and complete lost.
So
Thank you.
I'll just try and explain. The perception, it's like you're sitting there looking there, but from the corner of your eye, you kind of see a movement there. So that's the perception. But then when you look further, when you look at it a bit further, you see it's a cat walking by, and that's nan. So that's the comprehension part of it. One is perception, kind of being aware of in that field of vision, and then nan is the comprehension of understanding what that is. So the chakshu darshan karma, as I've understood it, is that ability of when you see something and you get a sense of that something's there, that's what that one is about. And so this karma is what's obscuring that ability to see something.
Chakshu means eyes.
Yeah, maybe that. And then the one after that is apparatus, four other senses and the mind comprehending those things. Maybe that. And so this is what's blocking that karma.
And that's a good example of the Ratna in the middle of when we are in our driveway and suddenly you step on something. The first thing you will feel is, oh no, I stepped on something. And you think, oh, it might be a snail. And then you look and you see, no, it isn't, it's just a stone. So that becomes, it's a knowledge, and it is a general perception. There's something, oh no, I stepped on something.
One's kind of like a sense of something, and then the other is a bit more clarity on the detail of what it is.
So is this only to do with objects? You know, because we're only talking about objects.
it is also to do
So
with
it
your
can-
mind as
yeah,
well.
yeah, because it's not only objects,
No,
isn't it?
it's also to do with your
Yeah.
In the analogy of the muddy water and cylinder, where how would you say shaik?
Shaik is when you get rid of all the mud.
So you basically
Complete,
Filter down.
clear.
completely clear. We can drink that water. That is shaik. So shaik is something which happens in the 12th Gunashtan, केवल ज्ञान शायक भगवान ने था कि 13th Gunashtan, प्यारे शायक. So in a way, actually this it's interesting because it shows you the how you move from Gunashtan, from 1st to 4th to 13th Gunashtan. That's what it's telling you. And in Upshame, you go to the first, answer to the 4th Gunashtan, and then you come back down quite soon, quite quickly. You go back to Nitya.
From Shai, you can't come down. Once you reach there, you are there.
Yeah, actually, all the mud has been removed. So the mud can never come back.
So there must be a stage in the middle, isn't it, where you can't, before you reach Shai. Would there be, because as we all are, as a human, at the 4th, is it the 4th Gunastana, when you become sadhu, which you've got a little bit more, you move up the, I see it as a ladder. So there must be like 6th or 7th where you, after that, you can't go down.
No, you can.
Oh, you
Okay,
can.
there is after I think it's after the 11th Gunashtan. 11th Gunashtan માંથી પાછા આવી શકે because at that time ક્ષય નથી થયું કર્મનું ઉપશમ જ થયું છે. So then from 11th you can go back down because it's only suppression of karmas.
Also from 4, you can
And
keep
the
down.
4 you can go back. Of course we can go back up.
But also drop down as well.
So you go back to the first, but also from 11th you back down. Even from 5th, 6th, you can still go back. I think you can go back to first. So it isn't because suppression, jasati hoy. When there is suppression, any agitation which is caused, like what Rajubhai said, Hamra. None of us have any anger in us, do we? None of us have anger at this present moment because it is suppressed. Yeah? Until someone agitates you. And then suddenly that anger will come.
No, but I'm showing anger, but I could be angry.
So,
So it's just because I have been agitated, it hasn't come out. But I think the angry inside.
no, so if you are angry inside, then you don't have to show it. Even if you've got that mental anger, that is still anger. Like Hamra in my mind, I have no anger. Yeah? Because all I'm thinking about is this. And my focus is on this. And there's no anger. But then if I start thinking about something and that anger is coming within me, then that's when it's coming back. It's coming into fruition.
So suppression of anger is not.
It's not permanent. It's just temporary.
So you still bind karma.
Suppression now you don't bind karma. Yeah, because atyara I'm not angry. Only when you're angry will you bind.
So is it the reaction?
The reaction
So
to
at the
what?
moment, if you okay, I'm sitting here, I'm not angry. Means that I may be angry.
No,
But
if
I'm
you are
not showing
angry,
it.
yeah, then that's still anger. Yeah? Because remember, any passions through mind, speech, or action. So thoughts, mind, thoughts, speech, and action. Okay. Yeah? You get that?
I'm not angry.
So
it's the reaction to it. Binds more karma. So what we are learning here is that we should become more aware, okay? Because we do everything in unaware state. Yeah, apane savare jaldi get ready, go to work, do work, come back, do this, do that. It's all done automatically. Driving a car, you don't have to think about it. You do it automatically. You now need to start becoming aware of what you are doing. Then you will understand. That awareness will cause you to think more about when you are getting angry, your thoughts, your speech. That's when you'll start becoming more aware of how things are. Not until then. Until then it will be automatic. And Kishobai always says this to us, that start becoming aware. You know, have some time to yourself so you can really reflect on how your day is going, how you are reacting, how you are with other people, with yourself, with your family. Mm-hmm.
You don't react. You don't even react within your mind to a temptation to get angry. So what should you do with it? I didn't understand. Sorry. So because something has happened. Or what should you do if should you just forget?
No, it is about understanding that these things happen because they've happened. Yeah, you have this real understanding. Okay, it doesn't matter. There's no need to get angry. Yeah, by getting angry, I'm not going to improve the situation. I need to forgive. The antidote is so important of forgiveness. Yeah. Anger comes because there is something within us which either we don't like a person, or they've done something, or you can't get something which you want, etc. So you have to really think about it, really contemplate on this. Contemplate why this anger has come into you. You know, what is causing this anger? Can I forgive people? Can I let go? Can I have love for these people? And when you develop that, then that is it. That anger will not come for. So it's not about not getting angry, but it's about understanding where this is coming from, so that you can then eliminate it. It's just suppression right now, but then in the future you want to eliminate it, and it's only through contemplation you really think about what is causing this.
Are you suppressing it, or are you getting rid of it? Trying to understand by suppressing it, it's like a spring. You suppress a spring, but sometimes it will actually, you can only suppress that much. When it will give way, so it
Absolutely.
will be much more than that.
Absolutely.
So how can you shy it? So how can you get rid of it instead of just suppressing it all the time? I understand what you're saying, that suppose in the morning when you're rushing to get things done, my child at the instant reaction is, you will be angry. Yes, if you don't get angry, you'll clear everything, forget it. Let's actually get on with our things. At the back of the mind, at that point you suppressed your anger, but it's always there at the back of your mind. And if something else goes wrong, you let go again. But if something else goes wrong, and at the end of the day, all your anger will come up. So you try to suppress it, but at some point in time, it is actually just going to give way. So how would you completely get rid of this? This is small, it happens.
Yeah. I think Rajibai and I had a discussion about it earlier in the week, and it is about, sometimes you have to get angry, with especially children, because you want to discipline them. So the intention of getting angry is important. Are you getting angry because they threw something and now you have to, it was the the best glass you had, or whatever it is, or is the anger, you need to be careful. You need to, you need to slow down. You need to wake up early so you drink your milk in good time, That there is a difference between them. So to discipline is different. That isn't really anger, because your intention is not to be angry. Your intention there is to teach them.
It's pretending to be angry.
Yeah, yeah, pretending to. So it depends. And but where there is anger or where you are suppressing it, but તમારો જે ભાવ છે anger નો, because you are suppressing it, but really you haven't reconciled with it. You haven't really come to terms with it. Then that is only suppression. You have to really contemplate. And like I said, forgive, love, compassion really plays a big role here. But to do that is so difficult. But we have to start doing that.
So at the point you forgive somebody,
And a bhakti.
yeah. That time you're getting rid of it and start suppressing it. And that will not come back again, I understand, yeah. So because if you're suppressing it, somewhere it's actually just going to give and it's going to come out.
And ત્યારે the calmness will come back.
It comes like with the dentist, it comes out.
I think time is running out.
I would disagree about disciplining anger for discipline. I don't think if you show anger to discipline, it's going to discipline. It causes another reaction in the child, say. So I wouldn't agree.
That's okay. Yeah, it's any in whatever reaction you do. It's either anger or it's being stern or whatever. To someone that will be anger, but to others it's just being ekdam stern. But yeah. Any other questions?
I was going to say, could one example be Gandhi when he was thrown in, he was thrown in prison, etc., by his oppressors, by the British, but he never showed any hatred towards them, no matter what they did to him. He didn't show hatred. He tried to tell the people as well not to react. So maybe that's probably
Ekdam understanding and that awareness. And that understanding that no, you can't hate people. The hate is within you. Okay? We do mankamana. It's all us. Yeah? Hatred is our problem. Okay, should we do Manglik before we leave? Sattati Mangalam, Arihanta Mangalam, Sita Mangalam, Sahu Mangalam, Kevali Panato Dhammo Mangalam, Sattari Uttama, Arihanta Uttama, Sita Uttama, Sahu Uttama, Kevali Panato Dhammo Uttama, Sattari Sharanam Pavachami, Arihante Sharanam Pavachami, Siddhe Sharanam Pavachami, Sahu Sharanam Pavachami, Kevali Panatam Dhammam Sharanam Pavachami.